congratulating the Flames general manager. Here's Don Sweeney.
Questions?
On the Dougie deal, how much was the possibility of an offer sheet? Did that drive trading?
No, it was definitely a possibility. We knew it existed. As we came down to the stretch, we felt that we had positioned ourselves, especially with thinking about the Lucic situation that we had executed, that we would have been in position. So I wasn't necessarily afraid of the offer sheet all along. I felt that we'd get in a position to be able to match. We offered, we extended Dougie a very significant contract offer, and it didn't lead us to where we thought we'd be able to, with him being comfortable being, part of our group long term. So that sort of changed the course a little bit.
How many people did you talk frequently on Dougie? Was that the biggest offer that you got?
I talked with, I'd say every team in terms of, in some context, maybe not just on Dougie alone, but I had connected with every general manager.
Well, specifically with Dougie, were there a number of offers that you were
Yeah.
from?
Yeah, there were a lot of balls in the air in terms of Dougie's situation, and as there were with Milan. And, we worked over the course of the last couple of days in particular, weighing every one of our options and what would materialize. Sometimes you're certain your ask is not met, and you have to react accordingly. Well, the yield is what it is, you don't know what another general manager is willing to give up until you ask the question. And you get there and make the decision accordingly.
Donnie, now with the 3 first-round picks, are you set with those or something else?
Well, I mean, I'm certainly, talking as other general managers are looking at our situation, and maybe they can get into a position. And so we're going to look and continue to listen. I've said that all along, that we're going to get in a position that to improve this hockey club now and going forward. Yeah, I can't tell you how difficult the call was to make, and I expressed that to Milan. I have to thank both Milan and Doug Hamilton for being part of the Bruins organization. I've been part of Milan from day one, as when he arrived in our group, and that was a very, very difficult conversation to have. I just felt that the situation that we were in, it was going to be very difficult to extend the offer to the level that I thought it would take to retain Milan going forward. And, our hockey club has significant dollars tied up in a number of players in that same category, and it would have been hard, to place, in all likelihood, 2 more players in amongst that group.
Don, with acquiring Martin Jones, it appears that you have a crowded crease. Are you looking maybe to move a goalie now?
Again, I'm going to sit back and listen to, I've been proactive. As I said, I'm not going to sit back and just wait. I'll ask teams. We're in a very comfortable spot. We've got 2 young goaltenders that will develop accordingly. We felt all along that Tuukka was put in a tough spot last year, and we're very comfortable now with Martin as potentially a part of our group. So I think it's a real depth of the organization.
So where things were with the negotiations, did you feel that you had to trade him, or that you could have potentially gone more?
There's no had involved in terms of the situation. That was the decision that I made. We were in a position, as I said, if you feel like you want to ask the question whether or not it was going to come in the offer sheet, go ahead and ask. I can't answer that. You have to go ask the other 29 general managers whether or not they were going to do it. We were in a position to be able to react accordingly if we felt that was necessary. I think the more important part was I don't believe that we would have been, that Dougie would have been comfortable in Boston going forward for long term.
When you look at this team now, what is your thought on being competitive in the future? How does these deals like that?
Well, we have to have younger players in this category step up, especially on the back end. Adam McQuaid re-signing with us is a big plus. He's a big part of our organization. He's a tremendous leader on and off the ice. He brings an edge and a physicality that we need to maintain. And our forward group is going to be young in some areas, but they're ready for that next challenge as well. Clearly, we have to integrate our younger players in our lineup and do a better job, as I've mentioned and been on record, to be patient with them that while they continue to develop at the National Hockey League level. And I think every team faces that.
So are you building a playoff team for this year?
Yeah, our expectations are to make the playoffs, absolutely. With our goaltending, with the core group of our guys, our strength up the middle of the ice. We had players that didn't score to the level they were supposed to last year. Are we going to continue to look to improve our club? Absolutely.
Did you consider dealing with
Yeah, I had spoken to Pete over the course of the days. I didn't
know your roster better than anyone?
Yeah, he built most of it. As of today, it's not necessarily the case going forward. So I've spoken to Peter over the last few days. I did not speak with him today.
How would you characterize the gap between you guys and Hamilton in the negotiations?
You'd have to ask Dougie's camp because at the end of the day, I don't know what necessarily would have taken to get done outside of maybe something being forced on us relative to the contract offer that we extended. Yeah, no, I did. I had a general idea. I didn't exchange numbers with Lucic Grant, but I had a general idea as to what it would come to, and as I said earlier, I think that player has what he's accomplished, and sort of the general idea as to what he is as that player in the open market, what it would have taken.
Why do you feel Dougie wasn't going to be comfortable with Boston?
Yeah, I think we extended a long-term deal to pursue that. As I think everybody views Dougie as a foundational type player, and it was indicated to us that might not be the case going forward in Boston. So, no, he didn't ask out. We were in a position that we felt that we would be better served to move in a different direction.
Is there a point now with people leaving that you have to fill, train free agency as far as defensemen goes? Do you feel like you have to get a proven sort of veteran guy that's been here now?
Well, I certainly believe McQuaid helps in that category. Is he not going to go on our power play? No, he's not. But, the player in Colin Miller, I think, has offensive upside. I think you saw where Zach Trotman has stepped in. You saw where Joe Morrow stepped in. It's clearly a younger group. We are going to go back and look at and continue to improve our hockey club in every area. That's not going to stop.
Do you believe there is progression in terms of players like Dougie's strategy coming out of entry level in the second contract?
Well, it's always going to take two sides to make a deal. I mean, clearly, there's been a bunch of players that have jumped bridge deals and gone to the next one. It's up to the individual team and the player themselves to find that deal to be made. And, whether or not that would have existed here, I firmly believe it didn't.
You're still actively trying to talk?
I've had some talks about moving up. Those are the cost to move up is very difficult. I found that out today in terms of having two players on the marketplace.
So none of the other GMs expressly told you that they were going to cheat. Did any of your colleagues tell you that specifically?
I would say that would not be a wise move for a general manager to disclose that ahead of the game. You might feel otherwise, but I would say that's not necessarily the wisest. Play your hand that way.
Did you consider helping to get an actual roster player for Hamilton?
Yeah, that was something we definitely considered. And teams at this time are very reluctant to do so. Everybody approaches the draft as certainly with some frenzy and understanding where those picks, and there's value there. And clearly now with us sitting with 3 consecutive picks in the first round, we feel good about that. There's going to be a little bit of a younger group, but we also have, as I said before, a core group of guys that still exists, minus a big piece in Milan and another one in Dougie.
How is this for you personally? I mean, obviously you're kind of new to the seat, but pretty significant trade you made today.
Very new to the seat and actually executing it. And as I said, I felt comfortable talking to other general managers and getting a gauge as to where they were at. I do know their rosters and their players, and our staff does, and certainly where the value of the picks that we garnered as a result of this. It's not easy. It's not easy trying to, because other teams are trying to do the same thing.
Is there any pressure now if there was the concern of an offer sheet? Why sign it with big picks, which could potentially be
More money?
more picks. I mean, obviously you don't know where exactly they fall, but hypothetically, if the team was going to offer sheet, you could have just
Over the 7.2 threshold? Is that what you're asking specifically? That turns into two first rounds? Maybe. But that's an element unknown that, I was presented an opportunity today to take what I thought would be subject to 7.2 below it and be slightly above that, depending on where that team particular finished. I don't have that crystal ball to predict next year. I had the opportunity to accelerate, what those picks meant today and where our scouts felt comfortable in taking some of the players we're going to take tonight.
Guys, we're going to take 2 more questions.
Do you have any pressure now to get a player today that you can put right into your lineup, considering what happened in the last couple hours?
Well, I think every general manager is going to sit out there and try to improve their hockey club. Do I think we do need to? Yeah, but we have picks, we have assets that I can now try and turn into that. But I'm not going to force the fact that other teams may be looking to we shed salary today as a result of that as well. So we're in a position going forward where we have to have our younger players in this situation step forward and be given an opportunity and grow and develop, and I feel confident that our coaches will be able to do that.
Are you guys going to pay part of Lucic's salary?
We retained some salary today, yeah.
That's the only way that you can get done?
Pardon me?
That's the only way you can get it done?
For LA's sake, yeah.
And Fluto, just last one.
Don, your offer to Dougie, why were you not able to go beyond the threshold that you said?
No, I didn't say I wasn't comfortable going beyond. The offer that I offered was certainly in line with comparables and bumped up against what DJ is now referencing in terms of an offer sheet. So the spread for me was a sharper indication that maybe we'd be better served, and I felt that we'd be better served to head in a different direction at this time.
Good, thanks everybody.
All right, thank you.